Right, so now we're in a bit of trouble. So this door here was the one with the dodgy zip that I've had to leave really slack because otherwise the zip just starts to break. And I've just got out, set my camera up for night lapse, came in through that door, and this zip has completely broken, totally gone. Right, so I'm out on Dartmoor again tonight. I'm testing out another new tent, and this is something that I've not seen anywhere on YouTube. There's one video in a foreign language, which doesn't help, but it's quite an unheard of little tent. It's very similar in design to a Lanshan in that it uses 2 trekking poles to put it up, but it's almost identical to my Hill Zero Mattis 2P in that it has 2 upright end poles to extend the interior length. And although it's only 210 centimetres, which is way too short for me, with these poles, it means it's a usable 210 centimetres. So I will actually fit inside it. And unlike the Mattis 2P, this is a 2-layer tent. So it's not a single skin, it's a double skin tent. Only 3 season, but very interesting nonetheless. The weight comes in around 1.2 kilos. That includes the pegs and the 2 little end poles. So it's not too bad a weight, and size-wise, it should be good enough for 2 mats, 2 people, 2 vestibules. It also comes with a footprint, which I haven't brought, simply because it only goes underneath the tent body and not into the vestibule, so I'm not really fussed about those. But if you've ever watched my video on setting up a Lanshan 1, I demonstrate how it's so much better and easier to use the footprint as the basis of the tent setup, because it lays out basically a footprint of how the tent should be. So it's very easy to over tighten or have too loose a TP tent, trekking pole tent. So if you've got the basis set out properly, it goes up a lot quicker and a lot easier. So this footprint you attach to the tent beforehand, it just toggles in and it stays attached to it. And then when you stretch it out, it tensions it at the right point, so you don't overstretch the tent and then can't get the trekking poles in properly. But I haven't brought it. And they get around this as well with another little option. So this has straps inside, they're called tensioner straps. Obviously weigh nothing, just 2 straps. You toggle them into each corner of the tent. So when you peg it out initially, you're toggling it out to the correct tension to be able to get the right height and the right setup on the tent. So it's a clever little idea. So I'm going to try it. Now there is one negative to this tent that I've already found, and I've already shown on video, where I failed and bailed a camp because of high winds. Trekking pole tents are very good in the wind, generally. They're good at shedding wind and they stand up well. The problem is, putting them up in the wind is a different story. And this one, because of the end guy-outs that hold these poles up, didn't really perform well, and it was just tearing the tent apart. There is actually a rip in it, I'll show you later. Not in the tent body itself, but it was because the wind was whipping the tent outer around so much it got caught in the zip when I was trying to do the zip up, so I caught it and tore it. Just excuse me if I'm huffing and puffing and coughing, because I'm just getting over man flu, which, as we all know, is, you know, you can die from it. So I'm struggling a bit tonight. I'm hoping a nice chilly camp will sort me out, and this thing being 3 season all mesh, and we're dropping down to probably low single figures tonight. Kill or cure, innit? So yeah, these end guy outs, I think the guy lines aren't the right thickness for the line locks. I'll show you when I set it up, but it's easily fixable in 2 ways. You can either extend it fully and just pull it tight, or you could change the actual guy lines to a different diameter guy line. So, right, let's go find a spot. Right, so as you can see, the tent is not in a tent bag. I've just shoved it in one of my compression dry sacks. So it's not too bad a size. It could be squashed down more than this. But if you watched the previous video where I ended up bailing because of the wind, you'll see that I lost the tent bag that it came with. And it's more sort of cylindrical, a bit longer and thinner. But yeah, it'll do. Right, I'm going to get set up down here, one of my usual favourite spots. I'll pitch this. I'll do a time lapse on it just to show you, but it's essentially the same as any other trekking pole tent, with the addition of these little clips inside. So they've got straps that go from corner to corner. Okay, so it's all set up, looking good, nice and taut. So this tent has a 1500mm hydrostatic head. They're not massive, but I don't get obsessed with HH on tents. Waterproof is waterproof. Fully seamed, tape seamed inside, and obviously it's a double skin, not single skin, so there's no issues with that. As you can see, it sits a lot lower than a Lanshan, so there's a lot more wind protection. And it is literally down to the ground at the very ends. But going back to what I was saying with these, is when you pull them out, the tension, this one's not so bad, but the other one pulls straight through. So you have to actually let it go to its full extent and then guide it out as far as you possibly can. Rubbish. But the guide straps worked really, really well. So they just hook onto the inner here, I'll show you inside, and then it allows you to set the length of the tent when you're going out perfectly. I have not done any adjustments to this whatsoever. I'll just put it up and that's it. So it's worked really, really well. I'll show you what happened on the last camp when this was flapping about like mad in the wind and I was trying to zip it up and unzip it. This caught in the zipper and just tore straight across there. It's not a major issue. It'll just probably make a bit of noise in the wind now. And obviously it's not a waterproof zip, so there's no cover on that now. Water may get in through the zip there, so you're going to drop down into the vestibule, so not a problem. It's got reinforced guy out points. Now, I do like these line lock adjusters if they're set with the correct cordage. And these are the two aluminium poles that go at the end, and they go into a little clip at the bottom of the grommet. And again, you can peg that out to make it nice and tight at the back end. The vents at the top, I think, are better than a Lanshan. So this connects to, on a loop, to the top, and you've got a fully open vent there, which you just don't get in a Lanshan. So there's more ventilation at the top, but less at the bottom. But I think it's more controllable, to be honest. Okay, so we've got both doors unpegged now, fully open. Got a normal toggle and loop system on each side. Not elastic, which I prefer, but there you go. T-door inner, so you've got full access both sides, which I really like. This is the little strap that connects to the corners, so it keeps the tension right when you set the tent up. And there's a little grommet connector on here for the bottom of the tent, so when you zip and unzip it, it doesn't pull up, which is a really nice little touch. Inside there is one lantern hook just on one side. It's a bit weird, normally a two-person tent has one on each side, but it's only got one here and not one there. There is a foot pocket there. There's one at the head end as well. But as you can see, each end protrudes outwards and away from your feet. So it gives you plenty of space, even though it's only 210 centimeters long. I'll show you in a minute. So I really like this tent. I like the design, I like the style. So it's very similar, almost identical to the Hill Zero Mattis 2P, which I love. Still got it. Great tent. But there's one thing that I don't like. Two things. The guy lines don't lock properly. They need changing. But what I have noticed, okay, I've torn this. That was an accident due to wind, but it is a very thin material and it's torn right at the actual stitching. But when this is under tension and I undid the zip, that happens. Now I need two hands to fix it. So basically, the zip is shit. See, when it is not under tension, zips up and down fine. But if you have this tensioned and then do it, it starts to pop out just there. I'm not going to continue because it's a pain to do it back again. So if you do it up, then tension it, but you can still see even down the bottom here, it's pulling the zip away. Not good, not good. Now I'm going to be testing out a new head torch tonight as well. It's from Wuben, the new H4. Only just come out, but I've got two of them, so I'm going to be doing a free giveaway. So stick around the video, I'll show you the torch, I'll tell you what you need to do if you want to enter into a competition to win a new head torch. It's a really, really cool little head torch. You've probably seen in my previous videos where I use my mini Wakeko espresso machine. I've had an Outin electric one before, but they've now brought out a mini version. So they've sent me this. I'm going to try that in the morning. It's a fully electric espresso machine that will use either ground coffee or coffee pods, and you also get a coffee grinder as well with it, which I haven't brought with me because I haven't brought beans to grind. But I'll use this in the morning, make a coffee. So you can either boil the water in here electronically, being charged, or you can just make up to about 500 or 600 coffees with it on a single charge, as long as you use hot water when you put it in there. Okay, so let's forget the bad bits about this tent for a bit. Space-wise, really, really good space inside here. I will do my usual lay-down test and show you what it's like from head to foot. I've got my mat, I've got my big pillow as well. So with my head right up this end, I've got a ton of space. I can move much further up. And my head's nowhere near the end. There's loads and loads of space. And my feet are nowhere near that end either. Lift it up about 6 inches. My feet just hit it, but I could move further up the head end and still have loads of space. So this is me head end right further up now, and it's a good foot above my feet before it hits the mesh inner. And as you can see, there's a good gap between the inner and the outer, so you're not going to get it wet. So yeah, I like the tent. It's lightweight, it's spacious, it's got some good little design features on it. The zip's crap. Whether that's a fault with this one or not, I don't know. Naturehike are normally pretty good. They're normally YKK zippers, but these have all got tags on them, so you can't tell if it's YKK or not. I haven't noticed it on the website. But yeah, it's a shame, because that bit lets it down. The guy lines, you can sort those, but the zips, you don't really want that failing in horrific weather. So just while it's daylight, I'll just show you quickly this head torch. It weighs 80 grams, including the battery. It comes with a lithium-ion battery, but you can also take that out and you can put in 3 AAAs. So if it ran out, you didn't have a charger, or you've got some spare batteries, you can put it in there. It's got a spotlight beam and a floodlight beam and a red light. It's also got 2 sensors on the front here. So you can set this so a little blue pulsing light comes on underneath. When that's on, you just got to wave your hand in front of it and it will come on and off. See if I can do it now. Probably can't see it pulsing. When that is pulsing, then all you got to do is, you can't see the light, wave your hand in front of it, light goes on, light goes off. Magic. Wee. Wah. Wee. So when you're wearing it, you haven't got to keep trying to press a button. You just run your hand in front. Pretty cool. Well, these come in black, white or sand colour. I've got black and the other one is a sand colour. That's the one I'll be giving away. So yeah, stay tuned and I'll tell you how you can enter the competition to win yourself a headlight. Anyway, tonight I've got a couple of Moretti beers. I've got 2 caramelised onion beef burgers with some mature cheddar cheese and ketchup. And I've got bacon, Guinness bacon, and brown sauce, all with brioche rolls for breakfast. So I'm going to have a beer, chill out, just watch that sunset. Titanium remote gas canister stove. Going to use that tonight. And I've got Tesco's finest caramelised onion burgers with some mature cheese, Danny ketchup. It's actually a full-size bottle. My hands are just really big. Brioche buns, 2 burgers, 2 buns, and then for breakfast, never tried these before. Premium unsmoked. I prefer smoked, but Guinness. Bacon cooked in Guinness. Guinness stout. Not cooked, cured, I don't know. Made with Guinness. So yeah, look forward to that. Bit of 1 calorie spray. They smell damn good. Bon appetit. So good. Right, I was going to show you this head torch, but basically it is angleable, is that a word? You can angle it down to 90 degrees, so straight under your face, which is quite nice. Just now I was outside taking a couple of night shots, so I'm holding my phone, getting the camera set up, and then needing to turn the head torch out, and all you've got to do is that. Just put your hand across it, and it switches off, and I love that feature. I don't think I've had that on any other head torch before. Probably, maybe I didn't find it, but that is just really good. You just flip your hand over it and away you go. So basically there's 2 buttons. One is for spot and the other is for flood. So the flood is a warm light, and the spot is a more bright white light. So I'll go through the 2 and I'll show you. It's got a memory function, so you turn it back on, it stays at whatever it was, and you've got low, medium and high. So this is the spot. Hopefully you can see me here. So I've got a spot on low at the moment. Press and hold it. Goes to medium, and then to high. That's high on spot. And then if I go to flood, you've got low, medium and high on flood. It is a really nice wide warm glow. Lots of usable light. This really throws out a big light all around here. And it's not on turbo yet. If you double click it, it then goes to turbo, which is both lights, and then you've got 800 lumens. So I'll give you 800 lumens with spot and flood. I believe the throw is about 60 odd meters, 66 meters, but it's plenty. Loads of light. When it's off completely, if you press and hold it, you've then got a red light. And if you press it once, the red light goes to a beacon. And then if you press it again, it goes to SOS. So I don't have to keep this on too much because people will see an SOS sign. Press it again, it just goes to stay on. Press and hold it, it goes off, and then you can go back to your normal lights. Once you change through the light settings, you lose the sense a bit. So once you've got it on the light that you want, you press and hold the 2 buttons. I can't see it, but it should go blue, pulsing blue, and there you go. Now the sensor's back on, so you just wave your hand across it, and it comes on and goes off. Really cool little torch. I like it. Weighs 80 grams, and it's like $30. Decent. So if you want to win one of these, so I'm going to do a giveaway on the other one that I've got. If you put in the comments at Wuben ECL, okay, and then I will do a random comment picker and pick a winner. So good luck if you enter. Right, so now we're in a bit of trouble. So this door here was the one with the dodgy zip that I've had to leave really slack because otherwise the zip just starts to break. And I've just got out, set my camera up for a night lapse, came in through that door, And this zip has completely broken, totally gone. So there is the zip at the moment on one side. And you can see the gap between the two zips. I have had to peg them across each other at the bottom. So I've got one peg going over there to hold that door, and then a peg going over there to hold this door. And there's literally just a gap outside, because there's one zip, there's the other zip, and I can't reconnect them. So I've stuck the Velcro tabs together. I've had to loosen it right off and peg it across. So I've got no zip on that side of the tent. Obviously I've had to do that from outside, which means my entry exit vestibule has now changed to this side. Luckily it's not too windy, because it would rip these two doors wide open. So yeah, this is really, really bad. I don't know if anyone else has had this issue, but these zips are absolutely shocking. Anyway, it's getting late. I'm going to hit the sack. And hopefully, if this tent stays up, we'll see you guys in the morning. Good morning. I didn't wear my waterproof jacket in bed last night, although I probably should have done. I've just been out to go to the loo. In typical Dartmoor fashion, the clear sky overnight turned into thick fog and mist. So it's just been basically a wet, misty, condensation-y night. Now, this tent has got some great design features and some serious problems. So bearing in mind, it's a full mesh inner, so you should get plenty of airflow through. The sides don't go down to the ground, so you should get plenty of airflow through. It's got big vents top of the doors, so you should get plenty of airflow through. It's also got missing zips on one side of the tent at least, so it should get plenty of airflow through. Last night, I woke in the middle of the night and I'm warm, I'm dry, there's no problems. Testament to this ice flame quilt, okay. I've just put my hand outside and my quilt is absolutely drenched. It is soaked, honestly soaked. It's still lofting. I do believe this has got hydrophobic down. So the loft is still there. I'm warm and dry inside, but my quilt is absolutely soaked and I couldn't understand it. So I've switched all the lights on, had a look round, and basically I think with, I don't know if it's just the design or the misty air, obviously there's moisture coming through, but the mesh is absolutely soaked on the inside, and that has come from the outer. There is a gap at this side, and this side it is just stuck to it. So the mesh is actually stuck to the outer, and that I believe is because you can't tighten the doors up properly, so you're losing a little bit of the structural rigidity of the external part of the tent. And it's just laying on it. But this side, it isn't touching it, and this has got water droplets just coming straight through. So the mesh obviously isn't a very good mesh for keeping moisture out. Normally you'd hope that with a mesh inner, it would drop on it and land. You know, it's only condensation, it's not constant rain, and it would deflect it. But this doesn't. It luckily lets it all inside. So yeah, everything is drenched inside the tent. Most of my gear is sort of packed and tucked away, but the quilt is going to need a damn good airing out when I get home. The side that is working, the zip, this morning when I went out, so obviously I used that side because I've double pegged that side, so I can't open that door physically. So I've got out the other door, which I wasn't going to use, and as I unzipped it, it's not even under tension, this side, and as I unzipped it, it just ripped the zip open. So it bowed between the zip and the top, just completely opened. I couldn't lift it up, so I just yanked the thing up so that I can get out and actually go to the toilet. Since then I've pulled it back through, managed to catch the zip again and re-zip it up, but you've only got to, I've just done it there, where the zip's attached, you've just got to push the zip and your finger will pop through it. It is the cheapest, naffest zips I've ever come across. And even on the inside, I want to see if you can hear this. So I'm just going to drop the inner door and tell me what you think of the sound of this zip, because to me it doesn't sound like a zip, it sounds like material tearing, like if you rip something. Have a listen. I'll put my microphone near it. Going up doesn't sound so bad. Coming down, just shit zips. It honestly feels like Temu have gone and made a tent as cheap as they possibly can and stuck the name Naturehike on it. Because Naturehike are really well known and respected in this country in particular. You know, the Cloud Peak, the Cloud Up, they're really popular tents and they do really, really well. What they've done with their quality control, particularly on this thing, I do not know. I'll get some coffee on and I'll show you this coffee machine. Full size bottle. Guinness bacon. See what this is like. It's definitely got a taste of something in it. It's nice. I wouldn't eat it and go, Guinness, but pretty good. The more I eat, the more flavours coming out of it. It's hard to say it tastes like Guinness. I like Guinness, drank a lot of it. But yeah, it's got a really nice flavour to it. Give them a try. So this is the Outin Mino, which is their new portable espresso machine. And you've got two different options on this. You can either have it as a pod coffee maker, or you can have it with a different adapter so that you can use ground coffee as well. So it has a portafilter inside as an option, where you can grind the coffee, put it inside here, tamp it down, and then brew your espresso from that. There's also an option to have the grinder. They did send me the grinder. I did say not to because I'm not on grinder. I won't be using it when I go camping. You know, I will use pods. I won't grind my own coffee. So I do have the grinder. But basically this is a smaller version of what they used to do. I had the original Nano, I think it was called. So yeah, I'll make a coffee with it now. Pod simply pops into the top there. Push that all the way down. That then goes inside the main head, and then you screw the bottom on like so. It is rechargeable, USB-C, and basically you just fill it with cold water and it will heat the water for you and then make an espresso, or you can fill it with hot water and then just make an espresso straight away. So if you actually boil the water itself in here, it will boil the water in about 2.5 minutes or so. And you'll get around 6 boils, so 6 cups with no other heating needed, which is quite handy. So if you're going away, whether it's camping or, you know, in the car, a trip anywhere, a hotel that doesn't have a decent coffee machine, you know, you can just boil the water in here and make yourself 6 cups, and obviously recharge it. If you use boiling water in the top here, you can get around 500 cups out of it. So 500 coffees with the battery. It's got a 9,000 milliamp hour battery, so it's a decent sized battery as well. And it also accepts fast charge, which is pretty good. Now the cup, which is the lid, attaches to the bottom, and if you unscrew it and turn it, it will sit just on the top, so it gives enough room for the espresso below it, so you can just sit it there and let it pour. Or if you turn it, it will lock in and then become the cup, so you can put that back on, become the lid, and you can put it back on as a lid. Now, this is not the cheapest thing in the world, obviously. You know, it's newish technology, there's a lot that goes into it, but I do have a 10% discount code, so I will put that in the link, and there's 10% that you can get if you do buy one of these. So I'm going to use already boiled water because I can. And there you have a nice freshly brewed espresso. Now, admittedly, I can make that with my hand mini presso pump, but it's a done sight easier. Cheers. That's good. I need that this morning. Definitely well needed. So now I always try and find a positive within a negative. And I think I found 2 with this tent and these zips. So first off, obviously, apart from the zips being crap and only one way, if I want to vent in here, I have to unzip it fully from the bottom to the top because they're only a one-way zip, which is a pain because obviously it flaps about everywhere. But also, if I want to just have a quick peek out the top at the weather, then I can't because it's only a one-way zip. But on the positive side, because the zips are so shit, I can just push my finger through. And there you go. I can see what it's doing outside and get some top ventilation. So it's like an automatic 2-way zip. Clever. And the second positive is this tent is absolutely soaking wet inside and out, and I don't have to air it out when I get in because it's going to go straight in the bin. So yeah, always a positive. On a serious note, it would be a shame to chuck this thing in the bin, but it is no good for me. It's a really, really good tent. I like it. The zips are causing the problem. I do not have the skills or the equipment to put new zips on here. So if anyone wants this tent free of charge, maybe you chuck me or buy me a coffee or something to pay for postage, let me know. Or contact me on my email. Contact me on my email directly. My email is in the channel link. Ping me an email, and if you want it, you can have it. You'll need to fix the zips, and I think once you've done the zips, it'll be fine. Change the cordage on the ends. It'll actually be an okay tent, but the zips are just shocking. So in the past, I have given some relatively expensive high-end camping equipment to homeless shelters. Things that are going to keep people warm that are stuck outside. Not fancy stuff like a Headlamp tent, wasted. But this tent is the sort of thing that I would normally do that with or move on. But I don't believe in landfill. I don't really want to bin it and chuck it. But I wouldn't give it to a homeless shelter. It's no good. No good for man nor beast unless you have a sewing machine and the skills to use it. So if you do want this tent, ping me an email. The video's going to go up tonight. I'm not going to air it out. It's going to be wet. I'm going to post it out to you free of charge. If you want to, you can buy me a super thanks just to help towards postage and the channel. Buy me some beers, you know, get me another crate of Moretti. But I'm going to send it out free of charge. So first person to email me when this video goes up tonight, I'll post it probably Monday. Make sure you know how to sew, get a seamstress, whatever. Put a decent zip on each side of it. Change those little guy irons, and I think it'll be a really, really good tent for someone. But it's not for me. If I don't get an email, I'm going down the skip, it's getting binned. I get a lot of people ask why we do reviews on tents, and we just say good things about tents. It gets sent out for free, and that's not entirely true. try and be as honest as possible. And there are people who look at this tent. I know of a few who've been inquiring about it and saying, when you're going to get a review done, because I'm really interested in buying it. Me coming out and showing how poor this thing is put together in regards to the zips, because on paper it does look a very good design. It is a very good design, but seeing it like this in real life situations on one camp, and it's not been an extreme weather camp, can just show how it can save you guys a lot of money and a grief and hassle of buying something that really isn't going to work. So it's the reason why we do it. Anyway, hope you found this video helpful. Hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, as always, hit a thumbs up, and if you're not a subscriber, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you all in the next one.